There are always certain mistakes that you should avoid when filing for bankruptcy. Now, first of all, it's important to remember that these are not all the mistakes, and you still need an attorney to guide you through the entire process when you file for bankruptcy. But let's begin. One mistake that people frequently do when they try to prepare for bankruptcy on their own is to transfer assets or try to hide assets. Any assets that are inappropriately transferred can be taken back, and you could even get in trouble if you hide assets or try to transfer them. So definitely don't do this mistake before filing for bankruptcy. The second mistake that's very common in bankruptcy is to repay a family member or maybe a friend or insider before filing for bankruptcy. Now this can go back for some time, almost a year, where they can reverse these payments to family members. So definitely avoid the mistake of paying a family member instead of your other creditors and expecting to not have problems when you file bankruptcy. Now, a similar thing that comes up also is having your name on someone else's property, such as their bank account or house. You may only have it on there for estate purposes or convenience purposes, but in the law's eye, a lot of times those accounts can just be 50% yours, or that house could just be 50% yours. If you have a paid in full house that you own half of before bankruptcy, you might not be very eligible or compatible with Chapter 7. So that's another mistake to avoid. Another common mistake, the classic mistake, is to use large amounts of credit cards or get other loans that you don't intend to repay right before you file for bankruptcy. This mistake should almost go without saying. You always have to have the intent to repay your debts when you take out a loan, and in such situations, the court is kind of doubtful whether you intended to ever repay those loans or credit cards. The last thing I'd like to cover is very simple. You must obey all the rules, instructions, and any other sort of requests that your attorney, the bankruptcy trustee, and the court makes during the bankruptcy process. The rules for bankruptcy are very clear, and if you abide by the rules, then you'll usually be successful with no problems or slowdowns at all. But when you start trying to get around the system and not obeying the rules or not communicating or be transparent with either the trustee or attorney or any other party, that's when you'll have a serious mistake develop in your process of filing for bankruptcy. So like I said, there's other mistakes out there when thinking about bankruptcy that you can do, but these are just a few of the big ones that you definitely need to avoid.